guys, today I'm working on a 2008 Chevy Impala. It's got the 3.5 in it, which is really irrelevant. It's body assembly I'm working on. My windshield wipers stopped working and they just freely went across the windshield. If this happens to you where you can move them freely by hand, you know that the drive assembly disconnected from the motor. To get this out, you have 3 of those little pins. You have to put a screwdriver or a body removal tool, lift the center of the pin out, and then pop the rest of it out. There's 3 of them on the cowl cover. Then you got to take a screwdriver and pop these little covers off. Then you'll need a 15mm socket. You got to unscrew these arms. Two 15mm nuts on there. To get this arm off, you're going to have to lift on the arm and wiggle it a little bit because it's spring loaded. It's not going to want to come right off. It's a little difficult to get them off. If you try to lift straight up, you're going to have a hard time. You got to lift the arm up and then wiggle a little bit. Sometimes you can put a piece of tape on the windshield to mark where your windshield wiper was to get it back in place. I've done this a couple of times. I'm pretty familiar with the layout on them. See, this arm, I've got to lift it up and try to get it off. The longer arm goes on the passenger side. Remember that. You got to remove your passenger side cowl cover first. Be careful you don't pull the windshield washer hose off. You got to remove this weatherproofing strip here. I'm trying to work a little fast out here today because it's a little on the cold side. I wish I had a garage, but I don't. But I gotta do what I gotta do. Working outside in December, no fun. This one I just gotta get out of the way so I can get the other one out that fits underneath the other one on the passenger side. Might be a good time for you to change your cabin air filter while you're in here. That's on the passenger side. And get all the junk out of that screen so it doesn't get sucked in. To take your windshield drive assembly out, it's three, maybe 4 bolts. Nope, 3 bolts. I believe they're 10mm. Give me a second, I'll let you know. I do believe they're 10mm. Yes, they are. They're 10mm. Then you're going to have to unplug the motor. I'm going to take this out and do this inside where it's warm. There's rubber bushings on here that wear out. Those are replaceable. I will give you the kit number. Dorman number. Cheaper than buying a replacement transmission. The part number for the Dorman bushing replacement is 49471. 49471. Alright, I'm going to unplug this, bring this inside, and let me see if there's anything else I got to take apart here. Nope, that's it. I just got to unplug the motor. I believe that's it. Kind of fidgety to get out of here. Got to finagle it to get it out. There's a lock on here, and then you got to depress this tab to unplug it. Just going to need a screwdriver to get those linkages out. Alright, we're running inside now. With a screwdriver, I can't even pry them off easily, so these bushings are not worn. I'm not going to replace these if they're not worn. This one's got a little corrosion on the ball. That is probably why it got eaten up. You can see some water intrusion in that rubber seal there. I'm going to clean that up with a little bit of an abrasive pad, and I'm going to put ceramic brake grease in there. That should be safe for rubber. Or I could, you know I'm going to actually use? I'm going to use silicone grease. I know that won't deteriorate plastic or rubber, so I'm going to use silicone grease. Sorry, I take that back. But the grease will help stop future water intrusion in there. These are not going to be easy to get out. Probably going to have to break this. Let me make sure my replacement bushings are the right size. That appears to be right. Let me see if these two are identical. Could be. That one looked like it might have been a little smaller. Yes, it was a little smaller. I believe it's its larger one right here. The larger one. I'm going to see if I can depress that with a needle nose plier and get that out. Yeah, it's brittle. I'm just going to break it and get it the hell out of there. It's all brittle. Taking an easy route here. I want to get this done before the sun goes down. Mimi. What happened? No, there's not. I might need your help. Actually, I can get it. I repositioned this. I'm going to put a socket underneath that. That way I'm going to support that arm and be able to drive that bushing in there. Getting a socket that's a little bit bigger than the bushing. That way that'll be free to go through there and give that a whack. Try it with my screwdriver. I don't know if this is going to do it. Maybe I should lubricate this. There we go. This the old socket trick worked. Now I'm going to get my Scotch-Brite pad, which I have upstairs, I'm sure. Let me see if I got anything left on that sponge. That's good enough. Honey's always here to help me. Honey's my little helper. Actually, you know what? I'm going to pause this. I'm going to get some emery. It's a little more aggressive. I don't mind showing people tools for ideas of tools to buy. Right. You know? I'm using emery cloth on this now. That Scotch-Brite just wasn't cutting it. I don't want to put a new bushing in to have it get eaten up right away from this rust on here, which would happen. If you don't clean up your metal ball, if you have corrosion on it, it's just going to eat that new bushing right up, and it won't last long. So clean that up. I'm going to give it a spray of brake clean. Get that crud out of there. You don't want to leave any abrasives in there. They'll be down in that boot, and they will work their way up in there again. Well, that looks pretty clean. Looks a hell of a lot better than it was, I know. Now I'm going to give it a shot of brake clean. Stealing somebody else's little games. Give that a spritz. Just got done packing that with silicone brake lube. I packed the rubber boot there so water can't get back into there. Just wiping the grease on my shelving units, clean my fingers. Real neat guy, right? Now we just pop this arm back on. One thing you're going to have to be aware of: do not turn your key off until your windshield motor goes to the home position, because when you put your windshield arms back on, they won't line up right. You got to make sure the motor repositions to home when you turn the wipers off. I'm going to save the rest of these in case I have another one of these fail. I'm going to tape that sealed and put that away. Alright, let's go put this back together. This back in here again. It's a little fidgety. You gotta make sure you get your wire out. Gotta lock that one piece into the body. That little extrusion on there. Then line it up. Pretty quick job. Gets easier with practice. I don't like leaving my tools outside unattended. I live in a nice area. Neighbors look out for each other, but still, I don't like leaving my tools out. Start these by hand. Never run bolts in with a power tool. Always start threading them by hand. Get cross-threaded and run a power tool in, you're going to have problems. Ask me how I know that. I won't tell you. Well, while you guys are tuning in, I want to thank everybody who has supported this channel by subscribing. Slowly but surely we're growing. I hope I'm bringing useful information to you guys. I would definitely be posting more videos if I had a nice little garage to do work inside of. But I don't. I can't afford the Cadillac scopes, the Picos that the pros use, but I got myself a Handtech scope, and I would like to start bringing you guys some scope videos. So I hope to be doing that in a not too distant future to help guys with diagnostic troubleshooting. Scope work is definitely a plus for troubleshooting. With all of these high-tech features on cars now. Everything is CAN bus, data networks. If you can't do a little electric troubleshooting, you're kind of in a bind. Now I'm hoping I'm putting these together the right way. Yes, I think that one went over that one. It did. I don't want to rush too much because this is how I forget things. Long arm on the passenger side. Looks about right. Just making sure I'm recording. I'm getting old. I forget things like way too much. $15 mil bolt nuts on the wiper arms, 10 millimeter on the motor. I don't know the torque specs. I'm doing them to the feel. Excuse me, disgusting, but my sinuses are a wreck. This is a great little tool, little AC Delco 3/8 drive impact. The tool is cheap. They get you for 25 bucks a piece on the batteries. Might be better off if you can find them as a kit. I'm going to test run my wiper right now, make sure I got them angled all right. Looks smooth. And that is a fix. And that's how you repair a worn out bushing on your transmission drive for your windshield wipers on an 08 Impala. Thanks for watching, guys. Please give a like, subscribe, and share. And remember, guys, take good care of your cars. They'll take good care of you. Bye-bye. And have happy holidays if I don't see you before then. Take care, guys. Have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Bye-bye. I'm sorry, I forget with the internet, it's a small world. For anybody out there that celebrates any other holidays, either in the United States or overseas, I wish you the best for your holidays, whether it be Ramadan, Hanukkah, whatever. Oh my God, see, I told you I'm getting old, I can't remember it. Kwanzaa, or whatever other holiday season you celebrate. I hope they're fun and festive for you. And I wish all your families the best and good health. Take care. Bye-bye.